Welcome to the Nebraska Hawk's Nest. These guys are brave! They're Hawkeyes, living in enemy territory. Listen, these guys are way past their prime, but they're still Hawkeyes! They're spreading the Hawkeye hype to all of Nebraska. The frost advisory is canceled! Corn Huskers? More like corn suckers. Are you ready for this podcast? Let's go Hawks!
All right, welcome back to the Nebraska Hawk's Nest. We are once again joined by Heath, the Husker Killer. Duncan, how's it going, man?
It's going good. You know, I always love coming back on here, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm ready for it.
I hope to have you as a regular guest, man. You're our first second-time guest, so that's awesome. We're excited about that.
I'm excited too.
So you got a lot of exciting things going on in your life right now, a lot of changes, a lot of new things, and that's why we had to have you back on because we've got a lot to talk about here. So the first thing, though, we want to start out with, though, is how the whole NFL draft process went. We know you were doing a lot of training and spending time honing your craft and getting ready for the NFL. Tell us about how that all went, how the workouts went, and how the conversations with all the different teams went.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun to just experience. Again, the end goal could have been a lot different, but I'm still extremely happy with where I'm at, and there's still an opportunity to get a call. But yeah, just talking to a lot of different teams, just having that opportunity was a lot of fun. COVID was totally different this year, so the usual training process was a little off kilter, but it was still fun to go through. And again, something I'll never forget. So it was fun to go about that process, talk to different teams, and just experience all of it.
Yeah, you just in a situation like that, you know, like I think we talked about last time we spoke, is there's such few jobs that are available with like kickers or punters that, you know, you just got to be ready and hopefully, you know, stay in shape and hopefully you'll get that call. But it's, you know, what maybe even one or two, sometimes no jobs open every year. So you just, you know, got to be ready and hopefully you'll get that call and, you know, build a breakthrough to the NFL like we know you can.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's only 32 spots as a kicker, so it can be tough. But that's also the life as a kicker. So it's extremely unique, but something that would be awesome. And again, I could still get that call. So that's what I'm doing here in Des Moines right now, training and waiting around and have some side gigs going on as well.
All right. So I want to talk about some of those side gigs here real quick. The Keith Duncan Kicking. Now, I keep calling it the Keith Duncan Kicking Academy. I don't know why. It just keeps coming out that way. Tell us about how that idea got started and just inform everybody on if they want to participate in it or learn more about it, where they can go.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, kicking is something that I'm extremely passionate about, as well as just the overall coaching aspect. But I feel like just kicking can be so much more advanced and than it already is. And I think going through the kicking process as a high school, middle school kid, it was more just physical, fundamental. Here's what you should know. But what I want to do is hit more on the mental side, nutrition side, and basically life in college side. So that's where I would say Keith Duncan Kicking is unique. I currently have a website, keithduncankicking.com, as well as social media, KD_kicking and Keith Duncan Kicking on Instagram. So you can find me there or just shoot me a message anywhere. Sorry, I got a squeak over here. I'm kind of dog sitting right now, so I'm sorry if that's going in.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, it's a fun process. I'm currently in Des Moines, but again, I'm trying to expand to all different parts in the Midwest. I don't plan on just doing lessons here in Des Moines. But for right now, that's the case. Would love to eventually do some camps in Iowa City, maybe even Nebraska. So who knows? But it's a fun process right now. It's growing like a wildfire, and I love meeting new people. So reach out if you guys are interested. It's, again, something that I'm really proud to be a part of and I'm having fun with.
All right. And you told me earlier that there's apparel on the way. I went in, I wanted, it's like, I got to get a Keith Duncan kicking t-shirt. Like, got to support my favorite kicker of all time. What all type of apparel are you going to have? Is it just going to be t-shirts? Is there going to be hats? Like, what else are it going to be?
So to start out with, we do have 4 different style of t-shirts, as well as I think 2 different style of sweatshirts, and we're going to come out with a hat. Obviously, that's going to be the start. Planning to create more great opportunities, partnering with Zoark, which is a really cool clothing brand in Iowa. So planning on doing that. It's going to be really cool. Sorry, this dog is just going crazy.
I think the dog's trying to tell you that there should be like a Keith Duncan dog toy.
A dog toy, or maybe a dog uniform. So that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe that's something we'll look into. So yep, that's how it's going right now.
Okay.
Kind of tying in with that too, we have a podcast also called Kicking It with Duncan and Kluver. Again, like you said, there's so many new things going on right now, and it's again a really cool, fun opportunity. But that's what's going on. So
all right.
I'll hopefully get the pre-order link for the apparel in this upcoming week, and then we can go from there. So I'll make sure to shoot it out. It'll be on all my socials. And yeah.
All right. Well, we'll share it out too, but we have one request. Could you please make some sort of t-shirt of the kiss?
The kiss, yes.
Oh man,
could be made eventually. So yeah, maybe that's. I may have to give you some royalties on that one.
Oh no, that's all good. Just send me a free t-shirt. That's all I ask.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
All right, cool. Because I'll have to buy some extras, because that'll probably be my favorite t-shirt of all time.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of royalties too, I just wanted to get your mindset on all this name, image, and likeness stuff that's coming out right now. It's a real hot topic, and it sounds like there's a lot of movement in the right direction maybe being made on that. I'd really like to get your perception from a player that just graduated, that's moving on to the next step in life. What your thoughts are on all of that?
Yeah, again, it's a crazy world that we're living in right now. You see states passing it every day almost, and I think it'll eventually be a nationwide thing. So yeah, it's a really cool thing, and I think eventually it'll benefit the athletes as well as the universities. It's going to give athletes a little bit more freedom to do things, to partner with people, and kind of have them assimilate into their professional life after college. So it's going to be really interesting. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for kids, which I think is great. It's going to help them not only with school, but it's going to help them with maybe future business plans they have, groceries, whatever they want to do in their free time. It's going to be really cool, and I think it's a great thing for sports.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's great, and it's a long time overdue.
Yeah.
I want to circle back just a tiny bit here to the new podcast that you're doing. That's with Tyler Kluver, correct?
Yes, it's with Tyler Kluver.
Okay.
Basically, what we're doing is it's called Kicking It, and what we are talking about on that podcast is, again, the ins and outs of being a specialist in college football, some things that we wish that we knew in our early steps of that college career, and just some things that we've observed that I think that could be very beneficial for middle school, high school, and even college kickers that are listening, or even parents that listen. Again, it's not just for specialists. I think there's a lot of valuable information on there, and that will be on there. Sorry, this dog.
That's awesome. No worries.
But again, it's a really cool thing that we're doing. And I think it's going to bring a lot of value to the athletic world. So,
no, that's great. We're big fans of Tyler and of Keith Duncan. So anything we can do to help promote that and get the word out, let us know, because we'll be watching and supporting that all the way. You guys are going to do a great job at it. So,
and, this is one of our favorite podcasts too. So we love coming on here.
Oh yeah. We've had Tyler on too. He was an awesome guest. Probably one of the best we've had. So
yeah.
You two together on a podcast is going to be pretty damn good. So
we need to get that figured out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if you guys ever want to have me on to talk about that Iowa-Nebraska rivalry, man, I'm ready. So you just
let's do it. Let's do it.
That would be fun. That would be an honor, man. That would be super cool. So, speaking of dogs right now, there was a new photo that came out that you kind of unleashed of your dog. Might be the cutest dog that anybody's ever seen. We got a lot of messages about it, and those are some pretty awesome pictures. Now, tell us about, we got to see a little bit of the softer side of the Husker Killer. Tell us about this cute dog of yours.
So I was just kind of strolling on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, I got to show you guys Maisie here.
She's getting all excited. You're talking about it.
So this is Maisie. This is not my dog, but it's one of my friend's dogs that I'm kind of dog sitting right now. She's kind of going psycho right now. I tried to knock her up, but she jumped over the gate. So she's an Aussie Doodle. But the dog that I got, her name's Mila. She's a Great Pyrenees and Husky mix.
Okay.
She is a crazy dog. She's going to be around 130 pounds, but she's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully she gets here pretty soon in Des Moines so she can play with this hectic pup that's right next to me.
You got a lot of energy. We're a dog-friendly show, man. I can't tell you how many times we've been interviewing someone and a dog just like jumps in the screen, or a cat or something like that. But that's the world we live in now.
Crazy.
Oh, it's awesome. I love dogs. I have a dog too, and it's what, I don't know what it is about a dog, but people just light up, whenever you get a dog, because they're like, some of the best things of the world are all embodied by a dog.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're great animals, a lot of fun. Again, it was a slight impulse decision for me, but one that I'm really happy with. So
yeah, it was the right time,
Right time, definitely.
Graduated college, the dogs help you stay grounded too, and
yes,
keep you active. You can't go just run off and do anything when you have a dog. And dog kennels / babysitters are super expensive.
Yep, and you can't keep them in the house either. So it's really nice, especially the time here. It's, I think, 90 degrees outside. So we're going to enjoy some sunlight soon.
So you're living in Des Moines. You said you're in Des Moines right now?
Yes, in Des Moines right now.
Okay.
I got here 4 days ago. So I'm starting to experience everything in the city. The people are great. The only problem is I'm starting to see a lot more Iowa State fans than usual. So that's definitely a change. But again, the city's great. The people are so nice. I've already golfed 3 times here, so that's also great. But it's a really cool city to experience. Another part of Iowa that, again, it's why I love the state so much, is the community. So I'm having a lot of fun here, and plan to stay here for a while.
Well, that's good. We're all excited to hear that you are coming back to Iowa, because we like to, keep our Hawkeye legends close so we can see out and about and see you successful. Yep. And the weird thing about Des Moines, okay, so I grew up in Des Moines.
Okay.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. And it has really taken a turn, I'd say, in the last 10 years. It's pretty 50-50, Iowa State, Iowa. Then if you go to like the east side of the state, it's all Hawkeye. West side, it's almost all Hawkeye, a little bit Husker. But in Des Moines, it's pretty split down the middle. So
it is. Yeah, I walked into Shields and I saw a majority of Iowa State stuff. I'm like, what is going on here? I didn't even know there were Iowa State fans, but I guess there are. And they're in Des Moines, so
yeah. Well, hopefully we can take care of business with them this year, because they're like preseason top 10. So
yeah. Preseason doesn't count. Preseason rankings don't count, but it'll be a great game.
That's very true. Hopefully we can take care of business as usual.
Yeah.
Wanted to get your thoughts too on the incoming kickers. I don't know if they've named a starter yet or anything like that. They may have. If so, what's your analysis on the incoming guys at that position, and what you think they're going to be able to do for us in 2021?
Yeah, I love talking about this. Again, it's what I'm passionate about. So everyone knows Torrey Taylor and how he just punts it to the moon. So my prediction is he's going to do the same thing this year. So that's going to be great. We have a 6-year senior snapper, Austin Spiewak, coming back, and he's, again, a very good long snapper. He knows how the program works, and again, did his job tremendously last year. So he's, again, another great asset to the team. And I think more importantly too, or not more importantly, but one of my favorite guys on the team, Caleb Shudak, also a 6-year senior. I came in with him the same year, and he's just one of those guys that works his butt off and is going to do anything to help the Hawks win. And that's what you want in the kicking position, as well as a leader on the team, which he is. So I'm very excited to see him kick this year. And I'm not going to say he's going to go 100 for 100 or 100%. I hope he does, and I think he's definitely capable of it. But I know that he works He works so hard, and he's a phenomenal kicker, has a great leg, he's crazy accurate. And I think if he, again, has a great year this year, he should be in the NFL next year. That's how confident I am in him as a person and a player. So I'm really excited to see him kick this year, and I'm definitely the number one Caleb Shudak fan out there.
Wait, that's awesome. See, a 100% vote of confidence from one of the greatest kickers in Iowa football history. So that's got to make him feel good. So at least he's going to go in with some confidence, and we're hoping he has an absolutely fantastic year too, because if you don't have a kicker, you're in trouble.
Exactly. Especially in the Big Ten.
It's all about field position. So
yeah, that's the key of the game.
I want to ask you too, and I've always wondered this. Last time we talked, I forgot to ask, and I know a lot of people are wondering too. Every time you kick a field goal and you do the rock, paper, scissors, how did that get started? And whoever loses, what happens? Like, what's that all about?
We Colton and I started that. We wanted to do something. I'm a very loose player. We wanted to do something as one, a celebration, and two, to kind of end our routine on a fun note and have fun with the game. Something to look forward to. So we started that. I will say that I did lose pretty badly on the rock, paper, scissors rivalry. But again, it was really fun to kind of do that. I did that with Ryan the last year too. Just making football fun. That's what it's about. As well as just kind of keeping loose and not taking it too seriously. Because for me personally, when I was a little too uptight, that's when I started to get in some trouble. So that's what the rock, paper, scissors did. The loser, there was no, I guess, said reward for the winner, but I did buy Colton a meal or something, I think, at Texas Roadhouse. So something along those lines.
Okay. All right. So speaking of, a restaurant like Texas Roadhouse or something like that, now that you're in Des Moines now and you've only been there a little bit, have you found a place that's like, okay, this is one of my favorite places to eat. This place is amazing.
So I have been to some restaurants before. This is my third or fourth time in Des Moines. Obviously, this is for a permanent one. But I've been to Wellman's. They have fantastic sweet potato fries, and the butter is immaculate. So that's a good spot for me. And I went to Anna Dolce. I think it's right next to Wellman's. They had really good pizza, and I heard their Italian food's awesome. As well as I think Biaggi's is the name of it too.
Okay.
That food is really, really good. So those are the three pretty nice restaurants that I've been to so far that I'm a huge fan of. And I'm sure that list will just get bigger and bigger these next coming months.
The Des Moines nightlife in downtown has just exploded since I left. I moved away like back in 2000 when I'm an old man. So back when I went to college, and so it's gotten unbelievably better. I always say if it was like it is now, I don't know that I ever would have left. So
exactly. It's a really cool place.
It is. And if you ever get a chance, if you're a big fan of Italian food, I always tell everyone that's in Des Moines, and we've talked about it on this podcast, like get over to the South Side. There's a lot of really good, authentic Italian restaurants like Scornavacco's and different places like that are unbelievable. So you got to try those out.
Well, I definitely need to check that out. So I'll write those down and hopefully get to them in the next coming weeks.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get going. We know you're a busy guy. You got a podcast to run. You got a new kicking school to run. All kinds of awesome things. Got to keep that phone line open in case a NFL GM calls. So we just wanted to touch base and check in and see how you were doing and educate all the Hawk fans on what you're up to now. But it looks like you're doing great. You're getting off to a really fast start in life after college. So it sounds awesome. We're super excited for you, man.
No, I appreciate it again. Thank you so much for letting me come on. It's really fun talking about this stuff. I love staying engaged with Iowa, and I'm loving Des Moines right now. And again, I apologize for the pup right here. She's we're about to go outside and play. So
it's all good, man. That's totally awesome. So again, we appreciate it. Keep in touch. Let us know anything you need to help get the word out about the kicking school and the podcast and any of that cool stuff. And have a great time in Des Moines. And if you feel like you want to kiss those Husker fans another goodbye kiss, you're always welcome to on here, man.
Oh, there you go.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Go Hawks.
Will do. Go Hawks. Thank you.
We hit the wrong button there.
Uh-oh.
We're all right. All right. We're out of here now this time for real.
All right. Here we go.